All right, it's been a whirlwind of news in the last couple of hours around Manchester United. I'm sure if you're on any social media platform, be it X, be it Facebook or everything, it's been buzzing news about incomings, outgoings around Manchester United. A lot of players leaving the club, a lot of players coming in, or one player coming in. Manuel Ugarte is almost a Manchester United player after United agreed a deal with PSG. We'll discuss that. And also, Hannibal Mejbri has left the club. We'll be discussing a few of the outgoings. Scott McTominay has been cleared to go have his medical at Napoli, where the coach of Napoli, Antonio Conte, has been stressing on having Scott McTominay in his side. So I'm here today with Kwame Nchukwueze. There's also another news. Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling, United fans. It's looking like a perfect window, but this thing can stay in it if you don't pray against it. Kwame, how have you been?
I'm good. From the highs of the morning to the lows of mid-afternoon and midnight. This is the story of Manchester United.
This is the story of Manchester United. So, as usual,
always drama.
As usual, remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Please leave your comment. Tomorrow when we come on the podcast, I promise to read the comments from the game that we played. I'll be doing all of that on the podcast. But Kwame, you know one thing we'll do again? We'll go through the FPL before we end.
Oh! Fine. We have to update people about the Fantasy Premier League standard.
Where things stands on the Fantasy Premier League. So today we are not going for a break. Let's go straight into action. Kwame. So Manuel Ugarte, very early in the morning we're there, and then the news popped up. Here we go from Fabrizio Romano. Or it started with Duncan Castles, who reported, and then David Ornstein brought his report. Then here we go from the man Fabrizio Romano also came to hit us. It's almost all done. The player should be traveling to Manchester anytime soon to have his medical. Perfect incomings.
Yes, perfect incomings. Would you say it's a perfect window? It's been a very good window. The thing is, Sir Jim Ratcliffe didn't promise us a perfect window. He said they're going to try their very best to have a decent window.
Yes.
So to call it decent is probably the best way to describe it. They have addressed pertinent problems in the squad. They are never ever going to be able to address everything. You know, personally, I wanted a left back.
Yeah.
I think we need another number 8. Some people say we need a upper striker. But then, come on.
Some people even think we need a left centre back.
A left centre back. If wishes were horses, my friend, if wishes were horses, probably would sign like 8, 9, 10 players every window. But let's be realistic here. Ineos have done quite a decent job in bringing in very good players. But most impressive is the outgoings. To make any window successful, it's not just about incomes. The outgoings are very important. Getting certain players off our books was crucial, but what you have realized is a lot of the outgoings seem to be homegrown players, and we've explained why in previous episodes as to why we have had to sell a lot of homegrown players, including one today in Scott McTominay, who went for as much as 30 million euros. A very good deal in my opinion, because together from an Italian side, it's not that easy. Those people are kind of tough, but I think Ineos held their own. Held onto their price. We were scared after Fulham pulled out that we will not get any bidders for McTominay, but he's rather gotten a bigger, better club to go to in Napoli under Antonio Conte. So good for him. I think he tried his best. He's a very limited footballer who gave his all, an academy lad who just gave all he could. But we need more than Scott McTominay if we want to progress. So a very good move for him and a good move for us.
Yes.
Hannibal Mejbri also went for some coins. If you combine, in my opinion, Hannibal Mejbri's price and that of Scott McTominay, it sort of makes up for the heavy price we've paid for Manuel Ugarte. I think we took the L there. Let's just admit it.
Let's admit.
we use the whole Sander Berger and we are interested in this person and that person to try and push PSG over the head and sort of bite on the fact that they held on to what they claim to be the player's valuation, which is £51 million also, and they are going to get their money for worth. Whatever money they pay to Sporting, they're going to get it back from us. So yeah, we're not going to win everything in this window. A lot of wins, we sometimes have to take the L and then just... We got a player, a very important player. Over the weekend, we suffered because we didn't have an Ugarte.
Yeah.
So somebody like that, a profile like that, was absolutely necessary and it was imperative that we brought him in. So great.
So that's great. So
you want us to go into the rest?
I was going to branch in there. So that's it with Manuel Ugarte. So we expect that the player comes in to do a good job for us. And let's switch to the interesting ones that are coming. We were all thinking that if Jadon Sancho leaves the club, they would have had a very, very, very good window, or some would say a perfect window, because we've been able to, prune the squad, because we know Jadon Sancho doesn't want to be at Manchester United. It's no secret. He's still not updated his bio. He's not added anything about Manchester United to the social media platforms. He doesn't want to be in the club.
We are a transit point.
He's
treating us like a transit point.
Exactly. That's exactly what is happening. But Juventus seem not to want to.
Why the long pause? Why the long pause?
Because the bats has to be long. Juventus, please, we beg you,
Tell us
and do the needful. Come and take the boy away from us. We don't want any Chelsea Sterling matter. Football is a funny sport. For all you know, this boy will come to Old Trafford and score some 1-0 and then you will come and dunk on.
I swear.
I don't. But Kwame, what's your thoughts on it? I don't want Sterling. That Sterling thing.
How about Sterling? How about Sterling dunking on Chelsea?
I don't want it. I don't want it in the first place. It shouldn't happen. You don't want any Sterling in our phone.
Honestly,
let's be honest.
Honestly, Kwame, this is what I think. This is what I think. I think it's more of Chelsea trying to push the player on us than us being interested.
100%.
That's how I see it.
100%.
They have a player to get rid of. A matter of convenience, they would rather have a younger player to replace him and then find a way to dump Sterling on us. We shouldn't be a dumping site.
It doesn't make sense. It will never make sense.
And personally, I feel like it won't happen because it does not fit the profile of the kind of player Ineos wants in terms of age, salary, and everything.
Yes.
It's just there's an opportunity there and it's been presented and you may explore it based on the fact that it's been presented to you. I feel like the Juventus one is more convenient for everybody, except for the fact that United have always made it abundantly clear, even before the window started, that if Jadon Sancho is to leave the football club, it has to be on a permanent basis. No more loans and no more we are sharing salaries between the two of us to pay the boy. And if somebody is coming for him, the person should come for him. It was clear that the reason why he was integrated was simply to protect his value.
That's it.
Right?
Yes.
So that is United's stance, that if we are going to, if nobody is coming to pick him from us on a permanent basis, we don't mind keeping him.
Yeah.
That's the sort of stance we've always had.
Yes.
That if you're not going to pick the boy from us from a permanent basis, we don't mind keeping him. Yeah. What I do think Juventus is doing is they are testing us. The reason why I'm saying this is they've signed two wingers in Conceição and one
yes. Gonzalez
or something. Yeah.
Gonzalez,
and if you look at the terms of both deals, the terms of both deals, they are both loans with options and obligations to buy.
Yes.
If those players meet certain terms in their contract, maybe in terms of appearances, competitions played, trophies won, goals scored, it could be anything. I envisage that they would propose something similar to Manchester United in the next couple of days, because we are running out of time, of which we would have to deliberate over and probably end up accepting based off the fact that they do agree to cover his wages.
Yeah.
I'm envisaging it's going to be something like a loan with an option to buy under certain conditions, which will make it an obligation. That's what I'm trying to imply. And I think that works. As for the Sterling bits, like you're saying, let's not even go there. Let's not entertain it.
Oh, okay.
What that Jadon Sancho sale will do for us is, for the first time in God knows how long, we've sold players to the tune of over 100 million euros.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened in ages. I think the last time it happened was when we did sell Di Maria and a few other players,
yes,
close to 100 million euros. Before then, you have to go back all the way to 2009 when we sold Ronaldo and a couple of players for roughly that amount of money. It tells you how badly things have been run over the past 11 years. If a new body comes in and at their very first goal, they are able to shed so much dead weight and excess. Players whom, under a previous regime we don't want to go back to, would still be at this football club. They are able to sell them and make money. I bet the fact that the prices for these players may not be of the premium like how Chelsea will sell a player or how City will sell a player, but we have to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
On top of that, we have to buy quality players as well. Right? Not just into the first team, but into the academy. So that when we are selling, we have a lot of very good leverage to say, this player who hasn't even kicked the ball for Manchester United yet is worth £25 million, £30 million, £40 million, and you should pay.
Yeah.
We are now beginning to act like a football club for me. It's a very good start by Ineos. I've said on this spot a few times that we are not supposed to trust them from the off, but what you're supposed to do is give them a chance, because the sins of previous owners should not be laid on their shoulders as if they are responsible for everything that's happened over the past 11 years. It's going to take time for them to rectify every wrong that has been done over the past 11 years. That's why probably we will not even, the two of us, I speak for both of us, not for everybody, will not place so much expectation on the team to challenge for a title now.
Yeah.
It's because there is so much to do to catch up with the very best in this league, that, i.e. Arsenal and City, that it's not going to take just one window and one season to do it. That does not mean.
So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Get into it. So what is the message to Erik ten Hag?
The message to Erik ten Hag after a very good window from Ineos. He did the same thing from himself by selling Scott McTominay, as we said in our previous episode. He has to find other creative ways of trying to have a backup option than throwing Scott McTominay in for our captain Bruno Fernandes. He has tools. If people do not know, there are only 8 players left in this Manchester United squad from previous coaches from the past 10 years. And like I mentioned them, there are only 4 defenders left, of which 2 of them are basically like fit and sit choice. I'm talking about Lindelof and Maguire right now. The other 2 are Luke Shaw and Diogo Dalot. You cannot tell me Luke Shaw and Diogo Dalot are bad players. Put them aside. All other defenders at the football club, Erik ten Hag brought them to this football club. From right back Mazraoui to left back Malacia to 3 centre backs in 4 centre backs, if you're being honest, in Martinez, Lenny Yoro, De Ligt, and even Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans. All the goalkeepers in the club now
his goalkeeper.
You brought them to this football club. All 3, not even 2, all 3 are your goalkeepers. When it comes to midfield, there is only one midfielder remaining from previous managers, which is Bruno Fernandes, the very best football player at this football club. You have changed the entire midfield. It belongs to you. Eriksen is your player, Menu is your player, Ugarte is your player, Casemiro is your player, Mason Mount is your player, Collier is even your player. All of them. I'm talking about 6 additions to our midfield who are your signings. So we don't want to be seeing gaping holes in midfield and players not looking like our midfield looking empty. No.
Reach.
You fix the midfield. You fix the midfield. It's your midfield. In attack, there are only 3 remaining. And one of them is even on his way out of the club, which is Sancho. The other one is Rashford, who was your savior in your first season. However, he has to rediscover his form under you. Fix it. That's your job. Amad Diallo is the other, of which he has broken through into your team. And everybody knows he's a very talented young boy. You are known for developing talented young boys. Develop him. The other players are players you added. And there are lots of them. You're talking about Garnacho that you brought into the team. Anthony that you haven't figured out yet how to use him or what he's supposed to even do at this football club. It's on you. You brought in our 2 strikers, Inzexi and Rasmus Højlund, from back to front. even on the bench in terms of the staff, in the stands in terms of management. We used to say you don't have the right structure. The structure is right up there. You have new owners, football people who don't sit in America or wherever to monitor teams. They are there at Old Trafford in Manchester. The owner comes from Manchester.
Yes.
He's watching.
Yes.
You see all the infrastructural development around you. The club is doing everything possible to make you successful. 3 years. Some of us fought for you to be here for at least 3 years because we believe that only fools keep on trying the same thing and expect different outcomes. In under previous managers, they've not had the right structures, they've not had time, they've not been able to build their own teams. Jose Mourinho was not able to build his own team all throughout. You remember his last window, how catastrophic it was. He was supposed to kick on after finishing second. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer brought in about 8 or 9 permanent signings. You have been able to bring in 17 players. Over 60% of the team is yours. 17 football players who are still at this football club.
In 3 years.
We're not even counting the loans. No loans. So please, we want to see a clear style of football. We want to see the team win consistently. We want to see the team score more goals than they do in the league. Over the past 3 or 4 or 5 years that we really struggle to score goals. Get your front line firing. Get your defense keeping clean sheets. Stop conceding late unnecessary goals. Under Ferguson, we considered 90-plus minute goals only twice. You have done this 6 times in the past 13 months. It's unacceptable. This whole kill or be killed, this is English Premier League. Sort it out. Else, the rope keeps on getting shorter. We fought for you to remain because you deserved it. We felt you deserved it. Something had to be different from what other managers had suffered before. And rightfully so, you have gotten the chance to be the manager to bring Manchester United back to its glory days. Do not fucking bottle it. If you bottle it, it's on you.
Anakasa. Nana brebre. Nana brebre. Nana brebre. Nana brebre. I have nothing more to add.
We've unpacked, yeah?
I have nothing more to add. Let's go to FPL. So, Eric Ten Hag.
FPL, okay.
The way to the wise.
It's in the West.
Anyway, so thank you very much for joining our FPL. It's time for us to update you. It's been great. We have about let me count.
Kwame, which position are you? Let's start with that. I want to
let's know the number of people we have. We have 287 people in our league, which is very great. Let's start with my position.
For a first season.
Oh, I am number 43. Number 43.
Then I'm like 50 or something.
And you are number...
Because I'm behind you by a few points.
52. But do you know where Sexy Zexy is? You know Sexy Zexy FC?
I think I know.
Daniel Kranti.
I know. It's our own guy. Don't tell me he's number 100 and something.
Yeah, he's number 24.
Because he's a player.
After the first one, he was number 100 and something, but he's climbed.
Then what did he do to get? No, you have to look at his team.
Let's look at the team for Sexy Zexy. So he had 92 points, and he played his wild card.
I knew it. He played a wild card. He had to
play his wild card. So that's Sexy Zexy's team, and that's why he had 92. So if you can see it on your screen, that is Sexy Zexy's team. So let's look at the top 10. The top 10.
Top
we have
10,
California.
Yeah, top 10.
California
that's
Sheriff.
Right.
He's number 1. California Sheriff. Whatever.
He has to hit us up. Whoever you are, you have to hit us up in the comments.
114. That was great. And it wasn't a wild card. Actually, and he didn't even triple captain Haaland. He just captained
nothing.
Haaland. But he had a good time. He had Raya keeping a clean sheet. Van Dijk.
I hope you are projecting his team.
Yeah, we are projecting his team. So as you can see, that's his team there. Smith Rowe, Luis Diaz, Danny Welbeck, all of them scoring for him. So that's California. He's a guy on top of our league now. FX Extreme is number 2. We Move United. Taiwo Olamileka is a Nigerian. He's number 3 on our.
It's good to have Nigerians in there.
Yes. I see a lot of Nigerians actually in there. Guess who is number 10? Our own Anastasia. Anastasia in the United way.
Anastasia always starts well.
She's number 10. She's number
always
10.
Starts well. But her finishing is always the problem.
The finishing is always the problem. But we have a few of our guys that we know, Ninoy and Oko, they are all in the top 20. So please remember, the code is always at the top of the video. If you watch our video, the code is always at the top. It's not too late to join. So join our FPL. Let's have fun together. Let's see how it goes. So keep playing, keep making your teams, and let's keep it interesting and let's keep it fun. So remember to always subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, drop your comments, and the likes is very, very important for us. Thank you so much for always liking and sharing our videos and also watching. All right. So Kwame, what do you make of the FPL so far? You are not doing too bad.
Early days. Yeah. Last season, what happened? Who topped? Tell me.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, tell them. People.
It's okay. Top. Yeah, you know you top. It's okay. We know you top.
Early days.
It's early days. You are number 50. You are saying early days. Be there. By the time you say Jack, people are gone. You be there. Be saying it's early days. Anyway, thanks very much.
Calma.
It's always a pleasure to come your way with this.
Ronaldo scored his 899th goal today.
Wow.
In the next game, he's scoring goal number 900.
Wow.
I just wanted to put it out there.
I think he wants to retire with 1,000 goals. I just think. Well, let's see if he's
able to. I think so too. Because on his podcast, he said he will play for 2 more seasons on his podcast.
He'll play for 2 more seasons.
Yeah, he said it.
Okay. All right. Let's see how it goes. More money, more goals for the man himself. Already, it's like, if you're watching it, I'm sure you are watching it. So yesterday was exactly 2 or 3 years since he signed for United. That he signed for Manchester. That comeback. That's it. Ororo. That's the name. All right, guys. That's how we end our. Do we call it United Today or a podcast? A United Today podcast. It's a freestyle today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the podcast tomorrow with our guests. Unfortunately, Kwame won't be joining us, but we have a special guest, or we have 2 special guests joining us on the podcast. So please do make time and watch that. We'll be discussing the United or previewing the United versus Liverpool game and any other matters that will be coming, because now the news keeps coming on Manchester United. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great time. Bye-bye.